As one of the most recognisable British military vehicles of the 20th century, the Alvis FV603 Saracen is far more than just an armoured personnel carrier. Even if you don't know the name, chances are you've seen it before, whether that's in archive footage, documentaries or on the news, particularly during the years of the Troubles. In this episode of Schemes Declassified, we're taking a closer look at the 3 scheme options included in the kit, each representing a very different moment in the Saracen's long and varied service life. From tense urban patrols to factory development and even an unexpected role on the other side of the Atlantic. Starting with Scheme A, this is arguably the most iconic Saracen configuration, depicting a Mark V operated by B Squadron, 1st Royal Tank Regiment in Northern Ireland during May 1973. Unlike the typical image people might have seen of armoured vehicles operating across open terrain, this Saracen spent much of its time on public roads, working in built-up areas where its role was to transport troops safely and respond quickly to incidents. As the situation evolved, so did the vehicle itself, with additional armour, reinforced vision blocks and the distinctive wire mesh cages fitted around the hull to offer protection against petrol bombs and other close-range threats. These modifications, often referred to by troops as Kremlin cages, give this scheme a unique and unmistakable look, and really highlights how the Saracen adapted to the demands of urban operations. Now, if you're enjoying this kind of deeper dive into the stories behind these schemes, it's worth noting that nearly 70% of you watching aren't subscribed. So if you're enjoying it, why not click that subscribe button and make sure you don't miss the next one. Moving on to Scheme B. This takes us back slightly earlier to November 1972 and presents a prototype vehicle retained by Alvis Limited at their Coventry factory. This example was used to support the development of the up-armoured Mark V variant destined for service in Northern Ireland. And as such, it appears much cleaner and more stripped back than the operational vehicles. Without the additional armour and field modifications, you can really appreciate the original design and shape of the Saracen, making this scheme an appealing option for those who prefer a more classic, factory-fresh look. It also represents an important stage in the vehicle's evolution, bridging the gap between its original design and the heavily adapted versions that would go on to see extensive service. Finally, Scheme C offers something completely different, depicting a Saracen used by the Sierra Vista police tactical unit in Sierra Vista as late as 2011. By this point, the Saracen had already proven itself across decades of military service around the world. But this example shows just how versatile the platform remained, finding a new role within a civilian law enforcement context. It's a rare and unusual scheme, particularly for a British armoured vehicle, and adds a welcome splash of variety to the options included in the kit. Seeing the Saracen in this setting highlights how these vehicles didn't simply disappear after their military careers ended, but instead continued to be used in a range of roles globally. Altogether, these 3 schemes give you a choice between an iconic operational vehicle, a clean development prototype, and a truly unexpected overseas variant, making it a difficult decision when it comes to choosing which one to build. Let us know in the comments which scheme you go for, and if you want to see more episodes breaking down the stories behind the markings, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what's coming next.